Hello, my name's Emily, and I'm going to be doing a consultation on Michelle today. Just a little bit about her from what I know. Obviously, she's your daughter, but she's a teenager. She has aphasia, and she acquired her aphasia from a traumatic brain injury from snowboarding. She didn't have any previous issues before the accident, but because of the traumatic brain injury, she now has trouble speaking sometimes. So I'm going to show you a video that I have of her, and this is what I'm going off of, and we'll just watch a little bit of it.
Okay, so tell me your name. So when?
All right, and do you know the date today, Michelle?
This one?
Uh-huh.
April 23rd, 26th.
25th.
25th.
Good.
Yeah.
And what year is it?
2011.
All right, and do you know the day of the week?
Day of the week? Monday.
Okay. So first I just want you to count to 10 for me out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, and then can you tell me the days of the week, starting with Sunday?
Sunday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Good, then comes Saturday, good. All right, and I wanted you to tell me about a movie that you know really well. So can you tell me what The Wizard of Oz is about?
It's about this girl who she kept all her stuff, and she had a boy, Todio.
Toto,
Yeah,
her dog, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then she walked to there's a spiral
A tornado.
tornado,
Okay.
and she got to the table, and then she would all these
Are you talking about the Munchkins?
munchkins.
All right, so that's just a little bit of what I've looked at to base like my treatment methods off of. Obviously, she's pretty good at like finding words and speaking, but there's still that struggle there. Like she couldn't find the word for tornado, so she needed help, and she uses a lot of fillers like and just so she can think longer. So what we're gonna do now is go over what aphasia is. So it's a brain disorder that affects a person's ability to understand language. It can include trouble with like speaking, understanding, speech, reading and writing. It's acquired, so you're not born with it, but like a stroke or a traumatic brain injury can affect the area in your brain, specifically the left side, and this is what causes you to have trouble with language. There are 4 primary areas: spoken language expression, spoken language comprehension, written expression, and reading comprehension. What we're going to focus today on for Michelle is the spoken language expression. This includes like word finding difficulties, speaking in short or single word fragments, completely omitting words, and making up words. Like she couldn't say Toto, so it kind of sounded like a made up word, but she knew what she wanted to say. So like I said, causes of aphasia are damage to the brain, primarily the left side, but it can also be the right side. Common causes are stroke, TBIs, brain tumors, brain surgery, brain infections, and then progressive neurological diseases. But stroke is the most common. Like most things in speech pathology, there is no medical cure, but we do help patients grow with it and learn how to deal with the troubles they have. So most patients improve over time with assistance. Obviously Michelle is doing pretty good, but like I said, she still has the occasional struggle, and we want to look at how we can help her fix that. Treatment is individualized, so we're going to look at something that specifically for Michelle, because she's not struggling exactly like somebody else is. She has like her own issues, and we need to like individualize her treatment plan. So treatment can also be restorative or compensatory. So it can be aimed at improving the functions or aimed at compensating for the functions, just depending on the client. There are multiple treatment options, which we'll look at today, so it's not just one single type. So what I want to do is introduce you guys to AAC. It's one of the treatment options. There's computer-based, but there's also like very low-tech options. So some low-tech options are picture communication books, which I'll show you. So these are low-tech and pretty inexpensive compared to like the high-tech options. You can even like make them at home, and they're very customizable to like what Michelle's needs are. So you can like print off pictures of her family or her friends, and she can customize. And obviously she's not going to be needing to make like full sentences with these AAC options, but just like when she gets stuck, she can like turn to the page and like point so people will know what she's talking about. Like it would have been nice to have like a picture of a tornado for her to point at instead of her like sitting there struggling and like obviously struggling. You can also like buy the different picture dictionaries and stuff. But then for more high-tech options, there are apps you can download or specific like devices you can buy, but they tend to be very expensive. So I have found an app that you can get on your phones that will help Michelle out. It's called Small Talk, so if you guys want to download it, and I'll talk a little more about it. It looks like this in the App Store. There's also like a navy blue one that looks exactly like this. That's just like the male version. And this is the female version, so the voices are different. And once you guys get that downloaded, let me know. It looks like it should just look exactly like this. You can use it on my phone too. Okay, you can just use mine. You might have to turn the sound up on that too, so you can hear it. So like it'll bring you to a home screen where it says icons or videos. If you want to click on icons, you can start on that one. Is it still loading? Okay.
Yes. It's good to see you.
Wow.
I love you.
So I like this app because if you scroll to the top, I think it's at the top, it like specifically says like,
I have aphasia.
yeah, I have aphasia. So if she was out in public and she couldn't find her words and it was like frustrating for her, she could let somebody know that she has aphasia. And I think there's also a button that says like, I can't like speak to you verbally, but like I can still understand you. So it just lets people know that like, even though she's struggling to get her words out, she can understand what they're saying and reply through this app or like a low-tech AAC like pen and paper. But if you guys just want to look at that for a little bit.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Starbucks.
I know, man.
Yeah, no, I like Starbucks better.
I'm getting up early tomorrow to get that free cup.
What free cup?
The new holiday drinks launch tomorrow.
That's a little early for me.
Much exciting. Oh, I have a Christmas tree up. Oh dear.
Okay, then if you go
You're
back
gonna be
to
tired by the 25th.
if you go back to the that's okay homepage,
Yes.
I think the videos,
Oh.
it'll show someone's mouth actually like speaking the phrase that's being said. So if you just want to click on one.
Listen to me.
Wow.
Listen to
I
me.
don't understand.
Okay, I'm done.
That's
I
fun.
don't understand. I don't
And so she can like look at that and
understand.
kind of watch it and see like how their lips are moving,
Today.
just to get an idea.
Go back.
There we go. And I'm pretty sure it's mostly the same phrases as like
Visiting
the ones without the video, but
me.
there's a little more on there. And then there are those phonemes down there on the bottom. Yeah.
Cool. I don't know what I did.
So yeah, as you can see, there's like phonemes listed on the bottom,
Owl. Owl.
Oh.
which shows her how to say them as well. Yeah. So, that's really nice that there's a few of those built in, but there's actually a separate app by the same like Linographics company, where it's specifically the phonemes, so it has all of them and it has the videos of them, which if you just, it's right there, so you can play around with that a little more too. And this could help Michelle with like practicing at home, because like going to therapy every week is very helpful for her, but like continuing to like practice at home will really help. It also has a letter under it.
Olive garden.
How do they do the like
Hold on, I'm on a mission here.
Oh, you're on a mission?
Mhm. Yeah, so it's like the
I was gonna make it
phoneme.
say pizza.
It's the phonemes, so not like actually
Yeah.
our alphabet.
But it doesn't have the Z sound on there.
Is it in any order? Like,
I don't think it's in any order particularly.
Ribs.
no, like they have it.
Fried chicken.
Oh, there.
There.
Awesome. I'm guessing.
There's no pizza button on here. That's
Oh. Sort of.
pizza.
You need to, what's the phoneme? Pizza.
Hey.
There we go.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
You read it.
Yeah, so it's not like, it's the phonemes, which is like
Yeah.
the phonetic way, not necessarily like the English alphabet. But so obviously spelling things out is not like practical because you have to scroll all the way through. But the first app just kind of allows her to like be a little more out in public, even if she is getting like tripped up on words. It allows her to be social and like let people know what she needs, because living with aphasia can be extremely isolating and frustrating and difficult. You don't want people questioning why you can't speak, and then they assume you can't understand what they're saying, but you can. So this is just a way to get her out in the community, and be a little less isolated. So that's all I have for the AAC. You can like propose this to Michelle and see what she wants. Obviously there's other like apps you can get, but this is a free app that you don't have to pay money for. If you want to look into investing in more, we can after we see how this goes, but that's all I have for AAC. Another thing I want to talk about is the emotional impact that living with aphasia can have. So like I said, it's very isolating and frustrating to have people not understand what you're wanting to say. It can be confusing because you like understand what you want to say and you understand what people are saying to you, you just can't get it out necessarily. So I think for Michelle, going to a support group could be very beneficial. There's one on UNL's East Campus called Aphasia Community Partners. It connects individuals with aphasia with people in the community. So like volunteers will like take Michelle out and like see what she likes to do, like take her to coffee shops if that's what she wants to do. They just spend time together, and that person recognizes that sometimes Michelle might have trouble talking and remembering what she wants to say, but they're still there to be like a social connection for her. This will enhance her social involvement and understanding. So yes, just to wrap it all up, obviously she has pretty good use of her verbal language, but I think this app would just encourage her to like go out a little bit more and like be in a social setting, because even if she does get stuck, she has a device to help her express what she's meaning. And that's all I have, so thank you for listening.